This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television, now from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Ryan Hickey. Today we have Ms. Bousquett with us, here to talk about her experience in working in the wellness department. Ms. Bousquett, thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
What was your experience like when you first started this job?
When I first started this job, I was new to public education. I had previously worked outreach, so I had an experience working with teenagers in a variety of different ways, but I never had the experience of being a part of a community or school district, which was very exciting for me, very nerve-wracking. I went through a lot of ups and downs that first year of teaching and even the second year of teaching, but I wouldn't trade it for where I am now professionally.
Describe what experience contributed to your success in this career. What are you happy with that you accomplished? What would you have done differently?
I would say much like a lot of high school students, I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. I didn't even know what I wanted to do after college. So if I were to go back, I would experience much more of the opportunities that are available, whether it's externships or internships or things where you can gain experience and experience new things, because I think I would have realized I wanted to become a teacher earlier if I had those experiences. And something I wouldn't trade would be I spent a lot of time working my first year and building how I wanted to operate as a teacher and my teaching style and everything that was important to me. So I was here very late a lot of the time, but it was to allow me to feel comfortable and confident and to build a curriculum that I was really happy with that I can continue building on even to today.
What does mental health mean to you?
Mental health means to me everything that you do that allows you to understand and be confident in who you are, whether that be cognitively, emotionally, socially. So having a healthy mental health is knowing both the pros and cons of just life experiences and how that can possibly negatively affect you. And also knowing not how it necessarily affects me, but as a teacher who works a lot with mental health in our curriculum, knowing that my experience is also different than the experience of students, and how right now, based on some of the data we've had for the Youth Risk Behavior Survey previous years, that we've seen in both statewide, countrywide, there is a change in mental health reporting for high school students. So looking at it from both how it impacts me, but also knowing that there's a difference in how it impacts high school students, and how can I support students in achieving better mental health and a better relationship with their mental health.
Explain how you handle stress.
I handle stress. I look at it two different ways. I look at it, is this stress going to help me become a better version of me or to help me accomplish a goal? And then I also look at stress, is this going to hurt me long term? So a lot of times if I experience stress, I have to look at it is, why am I experiencing stress? And how can it possibly help me rather than hurt me? Because sometimes we look at stress as a really bad thing, when sometimes it can be what propels us forward, what pushes us to do something new and maybe something we're not used to, but also knowing where, if you experience too much of it at any given period of time, how can long-term negatively affect you. So I also know emotionally how I'm going to respond to something that happens that causes me stress. I know how my body is going to respond immediately, and I also have to kind of go back and figure out, can I change how I'm thinking right now moving forward? And so sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but just having a better relationship with it and knowing when too much stress can be negative in your life.
All right, take us through how people can practice self-care, taking care of yourself, kind of like following up with the stress.
Yep. I look at self-care as, sometimes people will think of self-care as these one-off things, like I go for a spa day or I treat myself to this thing. I look at self-care as, what am I doing every single day that's built in, that's realistic to my life. Like, for example, I have a morning routine I enjoy, and so just starting my day with something I enjoy. I used to dread waking up because I had a lot of things that I just didn't do the night before that I could have done. So now that's one thing that I'm taking care of my overall well-being. And it's as simple as just changing my morning routine or changing what I do after school, or changing even what I do at work. So figuring out ways you can improve your current physical environment to the best of your ability, so that self-care isn't this one thing you do once a month. It's something you do every single day that's built into your day.
How can you promote a healthy work-life balance during the day?
Setting both, for me, I set both personal and professional boundaries. So for students, it might look a little different. It might be boundaries you have for each of the different activities. So what that looks like, and I give a couple examples sometimes to students, is I don't check my email after 4 p.m. I think it's important for me to know that when I'm physically here, I'm physically present, I'm doing my job. But when I leave after 4 p.m., that is my boundary for myself. Personally, I have, and I know a lot of this might not relate to students, but I have a personal boundary with my friendships where I have a rule that I'll get back to them by text in 3 days, because I don't personally like feeling like I need to respond to people immediately. So that's a boundary I even have within my own relationships. So for me, that's the important thing of having a work-life balance, is knowing just kind of where the boundaries align, and then also knowing if I'm with my family, I'm there present with my family. If I'm at school, I'm present at school. If a student's struggling with something, I'm present with that student, and that is my number one focus. So I think having those very clear boundaries.
Is there ever a time where you do like schoolwork at your house or like in your free time?
I do have, I call them like wiggle room days, where sometimes I'll do things if we have a deadline coming up. Like grading wise, there's sometimes that might extend. So I do give myself, usually about once a month, I call it a late day at work, where I'll stay later than expected, but I also still have that 4 p.m. boundary typically. And then I also sometimes have caveats for things that are not necessarily student-based, where it's like a club. So I made the choice to be an advisor, so I know there's a couple extra hours that are put into that. So knowing that I'm setting aside also time for that. So sometimes it really depends. I'm a human being, so sometimes I try to have these boundaries and I cross them. It's just recognizing it and saying, okay, I did this, I didn't like how I felt, and then just moving forward with it.
Kind of like this other question. Describe how you stay motivated to maintain a healthy lifestyle outside of your working school environment.
I took an inventory of what was really important to me to maintain physical health. And for me, sleep is the number one most important thing that I make sure I maintain. I do not change it for the weekends. I do not change it for vacations. It's something that I think is very important to me. To being the best version of me. So I've kind of taken a physical inventory and said, like, is this important to me? I know what foods that improve and help my mood. So I think those are some of the physical aspects. But the biggest thing is having, for me at least, is having, again, those personal, professional boundaries, as well as having boundaries with whatever environment I'm in. I think that's probably one of the biggest. But for me, sleep is important. We look at sleep and how sleep impacts the body during sophomore year health. So that's something like I think is an incredibly powerful tool for improving mood and helping how you feel every single day. And for everyone, it looks different. For me, I need to get 9 hours of sleep every single night. It's where I wake up every day. I feel good. I can function throughout the day. And I've created a routine where that's something I can do. Now, is that realistic all the time? No, but it's probably one of the most important things that I do. And the rest of it, I can kind of play around with the other physical aspects like nutrition and other daily necessities. And then just being active. I do things that I enjoy doing that allow me to be active. So I love paddleboarding, I love kayaking, I love walking my dog. I have to be enjoying it in order for me to really pursue it every single day. So that's something I learned or I like doing group fitness classes. I don't like working out alone, so I like doing fitness classes where I'm with other people. It's fun. You challenge yourself when you're in that environment. So those are just some examples of that.
Do you know where to stay away from that makes you like feel like sad, anxious, unhappy, kind of puts you in a bad mood?
Yeah, I would say I usually look at something like, I'll give this example, doing this interview, I felt a little anxious walking in, but I knew outcome-wise, this isn't gonna hurt me. When we look at our fear response, like there's nothing I should be afraid of that can physically hurt me. And so for me, I always think of, if I'm anxious, why? And then there are definitely things that I avoid that would, cause me to be sad or to cause me to be angry. I learned from a professor a long time ago. He said this quote. He said, anger is the absence of control. So now anytime I'm angry, I look at, am I angry because I'm not in control of the situation? So that's kind of retrained how I understand anger. And then just being aware of if I'm sad or upset by it, like what is my solution to this problem? And sometimes I can't come up with that solution on my own. And that's why it's really great to have a network of people, whether that's a professional person or a friendship, where you can talk through problems to identify a solution to why you're feeling how you feel.
Kind of going back to the same question. What are some happiness hacks?
Happiness hacks. So for those of you who don't know what happiness hacks are, I essentially rebranded in my sophomore health class either reactive strategies to challenges or coping skills, or proactive strategies, like things you can do to bring you joy. Probably a lot of my happiness hacks stem around pinpointing certain elements of my day that bring me joy. So that could be, I really enjoy, like I said, spending time with my dog and going for a walk with my dog. Another happiness hack is when the weather's nicer. I love doing things outside. I love being by the water. When it's not so nice outside, I like picking up new hobbies and new things. A couple years ago, I picked up skiing after previously doing it when I was a kid. So I like trying new things and learning if I like it or I don't like it. So that's something I like to do as a happiness hack, is exploring new things and seeing if it's something I enjoy, or if it's something I don't enjoy, but at least I tried it and said, hey, this was something for me that I want to continue pursuing.
Are there some new hobbies that you picked up that you really like you look forward to?
Yeah, I went kayaking with a friend of mine about 6 years ago. I had no experience being on the water. I had rarely been in a boat. I had rarely done anything water related outside of just swimming. So I was initially kind of not interested in that. And that's something that I can do with friends. I can do alone. It's something I enjoy doing. And it's probably one of the few times that I feel completely able to think about my life. And so for me, that would be mindfulness, just going out in the water and not sometimes I won't bring a phone or anything. So I'm not listening to music, not listening to a podcast. And I get to just experience that time being on the water and just being at ease with everything that's happening. So I would say that's probably one of the bigger ones that I really enjoy that I picked up.
Who inspires you and why?
Oh, this is a hard question. I feel like I would say, I'm going to give a very cliche answer. I'm going to say both of my parents for different reasons. My dad, I think I have my work ethic as a result of watching and seeing him model hard work, but also appreciation for hard work. And then my mom for perspective. And so growing up, I will never forget this. We went camping for a week. It rained the entire week, and every single day she woke up and she was like, oh, today my flowers are going to get this amount of water. And as you know, I was in middle school at the time, and for me it was the worst week ever, and for her it was the best week ever, because just she had a different perspective but very similar experience. So yeah, I would say that. And then I would say recently I've been very interested in anyone who does not only stand-up comedy but improv comedy. So I think anyone who can stand up and make people laugh without having to have any sort of prep, I think is an awesome skill. So sometimes I'll have comedians in my classroom and I'll say, how are you doing what you're doing, and how are you thinking how you're thinking? Because that's something I don't have as a skill. I really would like to just be able to make people laugh instantly. It's a hard skill though.
If you could tell the world about health, or what would it be?
World about health. Health in general, I would say this is more of a philosophical approach, but be happy with a life you feel comfortable and happy living, that you wake up every day and you're like, this is the life that I want to experience and live. And I see this with the holiday experience where people feel a lot of pressure to buy gifts to impress someone, or to have a certain home look a certain way, or to give a certain gift, or to prepare something. And I think if we just took a little step back and said, are we really happy with like what we're doing and what we're experiencing every single day, and are we living the best lives that we as individuals can live for what makes sense for us? That was probably a very broad answer, but I would say just living in a life that you are truly authentically happy with all the world's restrictions, whether that's challenges you're experiencing personally or challenges with your environment, figuring out how you can lead the best life in that scenario.
Is there anything I have not asked that you want to tell us about or share?
No, these are great questions. I would just say, well, one, great job. The other thing too I noticed is when I first walked in here, I saw about 20 people, felt really anxious. And now that I've been talking for a period of time, I feel very at ease, and I'm very happy I did it. So this was an example where I was anxious and a little nervous to do it, and now I'm very happy I did it because these were very good questions, and also questions I don't think I would have answered unless someone asked me. So thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for your time today and informing us about your experience. This is Ryan Hickey from the Dog Pound. Thank you for watching.
Program is brought to you by Canton Community Television. Now our crew today: host Ryan Hickey, producer Avery Lebowitz, talent wrangler Gabby Berardi, script supervisor Dean Madden, studio display Gabby Berardi, announcer John Martinek, audio technician Ivan Mapp, tech director Brandon Morris, show director Joey Noon, CG character generator Xavier Rodriguez, set photographer Ceylin, camera person 1 Giovanni, camera person 2 Jack Levis, camera person 3 Gavin Davis, PA Slate Ryan Desmond, floor manager Anthony Galante. Thanks for watching.
Hate is everywhere.
We stereotype every day.
Why should we be judged by the way we act, dress, or who we hang out with?
I'm an athlete, so I must be dumb. Actually, I'm Christian, and I have a 3.6 GPA.
I'm Hispanic, so I must be an immigrant. Actually, I'm Jasma, and I was born and raised in Boston.
I'm skinny, so I must be anorexic. Actually, I'm Deanna, and I eat like a pig.
I'm Pakistani, so I must be a terrorist. I'm Basma, and I'm a singer.
Hate, it's everywhere.
We can do our best to eliminate it.
By eliminating hurtful words from our vocabulary.
We can end it.
By not judging someone by their friends, clothes, or style.
Hate.
Hate is not my value.
We can end it.
This program is brought to you by Canton Community Television, now from the television studios of Canton High School.
Welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm your host, Bradley Bell. Today we are going to be discussing the CHS field hockey team with our special guest, Riley Blake. Riley, thanks for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
So, explain to us why you started playing field hockey.
I started playing when I was in elementary school. So I was little, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but my mom just signed me up for skills, and all my friends were doing it, so I just thought it would be fun to do.
So what grade did you start playing?
I think it was third grade I started playing.
Tell us how you got interested in playing field hockey.
Like I said, a lot of my friends were doing it, so it just seemed like a fun thing. I didn't really know what I was doing either because I was so young. So I don't know, I just did it. When I was little, I just always did a bunch of sports.
Describe the first time you ever played field hockey.
The first time, I was little, so I don't really remember, but yeah, I don't really remember, but I just remember not really just fooling around because I was little, so I didn't really know what I was doing.
Do you think you've improved throughout the years? Explain how.
Yeah, I do, because this year I switched positions from defense to midfield, so I had to learn a lot, but I think I have improved because I've had different coaches, and I do like summer skills, and like since this year like I'm playing like high school, it's like a lot different. Like the coaches can like help me like learn new things, help me improve.
So how are those positions like different?
So you have like midfield, it's like forward, midfield, and then defense, and then it's like a goalie, obviously. And then the defense just like helps to keep like, obviously, so the other team doesn't like get goals, and they just help like the goalie. And then midfield, like, it's like midfield's like an extra defense kind of, but like they also kind of help score. And then forwards like mostly score the most.
So are those all the different positions?
Yeah.
What position do you play, and what do you do for that position?
I play midfield, and like there's a lot of running in midfield. Like you have to like be by the goalie in the offensive zone, and then like the ball just like quickly gets out of the zone, then you have to like run all the way back and like be an extra defense. So it's a lot of running, but I like it.
So for high school, what did you do at captain's practices to prepare for this season?
We only had a couple, but it definitely helped because like I knew like what I was like expecting, because I was like scared for tryouts because like I was scared about the running, but like we always did like some type of running to start, like a little sprint, and then we did like skills, and then we like scrimmaged.
So you play for club, right?
Yeah.
Club field hockey?
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a different pace like with club versus high school, or like no?
Yeah, there's definitely a different pace. Like high school, like everyone is like older and they know like what they're doing and all of like the rules, and I guess club's kind of like that, but maybe club does go a little faster because like it's more like advanced, but I don't know, they're like mostly the same, but club, like obviously high school you play the full field, and club is just half of the field.
Does anyone on your team play club with you?
Yeah, Ava Star does. We do Bay State.
Tell us, what other sports do you play to help you stay in shape for tryouts?
I did hockey and lacrosse, and hockey definitely helped a lot because it was like kind of like during field hockey, and I also did like hockey in the summer, so like it definitely helped me like prepare. And lacrosse, because lacrosse and field hockey, like they're both on a field, so it's like kind of like the same because like the amount of like running and stuff, so they definitely help.
Yeah. Is it like the same like positions too?
Yeah, they definitely have the same positions, but the like in lacrosse, like the defense definitely does the same, but like the midfields, like they're like kind of like the forwards and midfields are kind of like switched in lacrosse. Like the midfields like do the most running in lacrosse, which is the same as field hockey, but like they're the ones who like mostly score, and then in field hockey it's like the forwards mostly score. So
compare yourself now to when you started playing.
Like I said earlier, like I definitely improved a lot, and I feel like now I have more like skill work, and I know all like the rules, because there's definitely a lot of rules, but when I was like little I didn't really know the rules, so like I was really bad and I didn't really like know what I was doing. But I feel like now since I like know the rules and I've like played with like seniors who can help me, like I definitely like haven't advanced.
Do you see the varsity team making it to the playoffs next year?
We've definitely lost like a lot of good seniors, like a lot of people, like we have Maggie who's going to like college, but I feel like we definitely have a good chance because we have like a lot of like new people coming who should be good, and like old people obviously, like a lot of the sophomores are really good, but we're definitely going to be missing the seniors because they were also really good, but I think we have a good chance.
Can you explain what you would tell a freshman who's trying out for field hockey next year?
I would definitely tell them, like, obviously they're probably going to be nervous, but like the coaches are really nice, and like it's not as bad as like you think, because like the captains for me last year were really nice, and like the captains practices like definitely helped a lot, because like they just like show you what you do and stuff, and like probably I would definitely tell them to like run a lot in the summer, because like you do a mile, and you do like workouts at tryouts, and those like some of the people who made JV this year, like a reason was because like they weren't like their time mile and like their workout like wasn't good enough, so I'd definitely tell them to like run a lot and just like practice. So
Yeah.
That, like,
What are some of the drills that you do at practice?
We do like sometimes like before a game, like we do like a full field like scrimmage, and then we always do like this thing. It's like there's like a circle in field hockey, and it's like you have to be in the circle to score. And we always like go around in lines, and then we like pass it to the opposite line, and then we shoot it. We definitely do like a lot of shooting because you gotta have like a powerful drive, and like corners too. We work on those. Just like a lot of like skill work, just all the different skills.
Are there any like specific rules that you have to follow for field hockey with your stick?
One of like the biggest rules is probably like you have to be inside the circle to score, because a lot of times if it's not, then it doesn't count, and then the ball like can't hit your feet, which is really like inconvenient because that's like the most thing that happens. But like there's just a lot of rules to follow, but I feel like those are the two that would like matter the most.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite memories from your whole like field hockey or just this season?
This season was really good. I don't really know if I have a favorite memory. Probably like one of like the team dinners, or like probably over the summer there's this thing called like Bentley Camp, and we go to like the Bentley College, and it's like for like 4 days, and it's like an overnight camp, and you get to like stay in the dorms, and you get to pick who you stay with. So that was like really fun because like we did like team bonding, and like it was really fun. Like one night we like stayed after like the curfew and we got caught, so that was like really funny because the girl like knocked on the door and the person didn't like look out, and then she opened it. We were like all there, so that was probably my favorite memory, the Bentley camp, because it's really fun.
Are you planning on playing field hockey throughout high school? Why or why not?
Yeah, I think I will. It was really fun, and I don't know, it's like just a fall sport to do because I would not do volleyball or cross country, but yeah, I think I'll stick with it because it was really fun.
Do you think you'll play in college?
I don't know now, but I don't think I will because I don't think I'll play any sport in college because that's like a lot of work.
Is there anyone who inspired you with field hockey?
None of like my family members played, so I don't think that there was anyone, but probably like a couple of like the seniors this year, because like Maggie McCree, like she's going to St. A's, so she probably like inspired me a little bit because, I mean, she's like really good, and like I don't know, I want to be like not as good as her, but I want to like improve a lot as I get older.
Were you nervous for tryouts this year?
Yeah, I was definitely nervous because like I just like heard about like all the stories, like people like throwing up like during tryouts and like all of the running, but I feel like I definitely like prepared myself well, and like the captains were really nice, but I was definitely nervous because like I don't know, I just like had to like work my hardest though. So
do you see yourself making varsity next year?
I hope that I make varsity, but I don't know, there's like a lot of good like I said, like the sophomore class is really good, and like I don't really know who was a senior who played midfield, but I might have a chance, but I'm not sure.
Do you think any like incoming freshmen will make it?
I don't think so. None of them like stand out. I mean, I've never like watched them practice. Like I played on like the middle school team with them and stuff, but they could have improved. Like I've never really watched them like this year, like I just said, but I don't know. I don't think any of them like are like in like that good, but we'll have to see at tryouts.
So is this how many teams like have you played on? Like which one would be like your favorite that you've like bonded with like the most?
I feel like this team, like I did the middle school team and I did like Bay State, I mean, I made like a couple friends, but like not really that close friends. And the middle school team, like it was just all my friends, so that was like really fun. But I feel like definitely like this team, like I've made like a lot of like new like upperclassmen friends, and it's just like field hockey, like they're super like together, like JV and varsity, like they're not like separate, like we all have like the same like team dinners and stuff, and like the bus rides, like it's all like super fun. So probably this team because I made like a lot of new like connections with like some upperclassmen.
So, do you think field hockey like really helped you with hockey?
I feel like it did because like hockey, we do a lot of like sprints. So I feel like all of like the running and conditioning that like I did during like the field hockey season like definitely like helped me like stay in shape for hockey because we do like a lot of sprints in hockey.
And lacrosse too with tryouts.
Yeah,
coming up.
definitely. I mean like lacrosse and field hockey are like definitely like far apart like over like the summer because like lacrosse in the spring and then field hockey's in the fall, but lacrosse like definitely because like the amount of running that's in like lacrosse, but also like field hockey like helped me like they gave me like the sprints that we did in field hockey like sometimes I like practice them to like to stay in shape for hockey. But like field hockey and hockey like they're really similar like obviously like in the name field hockey like it's hockey. So like field hockey is literally just like basically hockey with just like on a field like different. You have like a different stick and like obviously it's not on like the ice.
And you can't like use the back of your stick, right?
Yeah, no, you have to like pull around and then you have like these shin pads. But like that's like the only pads that you get. And like you also have to wear a mouth guard and like goggles were optional this year, but like definitely like in hockey there's definitely like you have to have a lot of like equipment on.
Do you think it will help you like get used to the positions in the field for lacrosse?
Yeah, I feel like lacrosse is gonna like I don't know. I've heard like bad stuff about like the tryouts, but hopefully hockey like because like the coach like she does a lot of sprints, so hopefully that will like help me stay in shape for like the lacrosse season.
Yeah. So you played like defense for lacrosse, right?
Yeah.
And then midfield for field hockey.
Yeah. But like
how do you get focused for a game?
Well, for like lacrosse, like I haven't played at like the high school level yet, so like it hasn't really like hit me yet. But like field hockey, I mean like I was on like JV, so it was kind of just like but like it was kind of just like I don't know, like listen to music on the bus and just like don't be like that nervous, cause yeah.
Like are those bus rides fun?
Yeah, they're definitely like the hockey bus. Everyone's just like tired, cause it's like a lot more work. Like you have to try. Like the teams are more advanced, and then but the field hockey buses were definitely like fun. We did like chants and all that stuff.
Riley, we appreciate your time today. We learned about your experience in playing field hockey and all the different aspects of the sport. For Canton Community Television, I'm your host Bridie
Bell, producer Riley Blake, talent wrangler Luca Burns, script supervisor Cameron Conley, studio display Neve De Rosa, announcer audio assist PA monitor Nick Dietrich, audio technician Josiah Falk, tech director Brady Hart, show director Joel Sullivan, character Jen 1802, set photographer Jacob Richmond, camera person 1 Nicholas Vigeri, camera person 2 Joey Ryan, camera person 3 Ben Stark, PA and slate Sean Soul, floor manager Styles Tongen, show evaluator Cameron Watchman, micro documentary Jerome Leaks, brought to you by Canton Community Television. Dietrich.